Welcome to this podcast. We are the Previsualizers, and this is a new thing we are trying out. So if you like it, let us know in the comments. The first topic we'll be discussing is Hanna-Barbera. So I'll start off by introducing myself. Hello, I am the casual reviewer.
Hello, I'm William Zender. I am a game designer and professional idiot.
I am Adriana Collier, an illustrator and an animator, and I'm happy to be here. And take it away, Theo.
I'm Theo Bozak, illustrator, animator, burrito lover.
Burrito.
So how do you guys feel about Tom and Jerry, the first kind of big hit that they had?
I think Tom and Jerry in itself is one of the greatest examples of slapstick you could ever have. It's very fun, it's very fluid, Cat's very humanized, love the way he screams, but it's also undermined by the fact it's super cartoonish in the way that he gets hurt. Like, in one scene, he could be cut, burned, or whatever, and in the next he could be squished like an accordion.
Cut up into a million pieces. My god, that slapstick is on point.
So let's move on to their first shows, like Rough and Ready or the Huckleberry Hound show. Because a lot of people don't get that at the start of television animation, they were so limited on budget, they really couldn't figure out what to do. So cartoons happened that were literally just storyboards, or animation that was rushed and made without storyboards or script first, and then they would jab on a narrative or dialogue on later, just hoping it would be good. Or jabbing a talking mouth to a still image.
Not Clutch Cargo.
Yes. Clutch Cargo was
One-third of the budget of Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yes.
Like, the weird sense of me thinks, like, stuff like Clutch Cargo is kind of entertaining on the fact that it's just so out there.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Theo.
But if we're talking about quality, I would prefer stuff that was like the early Hanna-Barbera, where they made the attempt of animating.
Don't forget, Clutch Cargo is going around the same time like Hanna-Barbera started.
Yeah, boy.
I think the.
Are you looking up worst cartoons of all time, Adriana?
Huh?
Are you looking up worst cartoons of all time, Adriana? You're trying to
I don't know Clutch Cargo.
This guy's face, though, it looks... Oh my gosh.
Well, that's as nice as it gets.
That's as nice as it gets, Adriana.
Like, the actual drawings, when they're
looks...
not using the creepy faces, it actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's just when you're overposing your mouth, like, ugh, no.
No, get that away from me.
They did, though, because they were given less of a budget. They had to come up with a solution, and people just didn't know what to do. But that's when the Huckleberry Hound show comes in. See, what they did to help fund it was they got extra funding from companies to make the show better in exchange for promoting their mascots or products in the show itself. And by doing so, they improved the state of television animation at the time by creating a standard that was better than what was before.
I'll take ads if it makes the quality of the overall product better.
Because some people, they hate that. They hate seeing, like, Tony Tiger in a cartoon with Huckleberry Hound. They're like, so! And it's like, no, it's not. It costs money to make.
I think it's in the cases of, like, Huckleberry Hound, I think it's fine just because, like, especially at a point where, like, they just weren't getting much funding. You did what you had to do to get
I vote for Theo's idea.
You gotta remind you,
money.
Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters.
I actually find it entertaining. I actually like it because it's just cool to see. You have, Tony Tiger and his son driving a car with Huckleberry Hound. And, like, who wouldn't want to see that? I mean, people go, well, you're getting money for this. It's like...
And people watch
it's like,
so why not?
It's like, if someone paid money for, like, just go really out there, Mike Tyson Mysteries, like, say... let me just finish this. Say, like, Warner Bros. Were like, we want Bugs Bunny to fight Mike Tyson to advertise this new DVD of, like... No, let's make it Scooby-Doo. And say Scooby-Doo made a boxing movie, and they were like, we want to advertise this boxing movie within Mike Tyson Mysteries. I know it sounds really crazy, let's just go with it. and they put Scooby-Doo fighting Mike Tyson in an episode. Wouldn't you just want to see that, period, even if it is getting money to help fund the show?
It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Fighting Scooby-Doo. Wouldn't that just
we don't buy off his
If you
ear.
keep it entertaining,
You're right. Who cares if it's commercial, if it's really entertaining? I mean, who wouldn't want to see Mike Tyson and Scooby-Doo get in a fist fight?
Look, if I could see a basketball player in a cereals commercial along with, I don't know, Cocoa Puffs, why not? I mean, come on. Advertisement.
What is your
90s were a
favorite
special time.
cereal mascot anyway? Do you guys have one?
Well, obviously Count Chocula.
Count Chocula.
I got a lot, though. The rabbit. They just only called him a rabbit, didn't they?
What? You talking about the Tricks
actually,
Rabbit?
Tricks Rabbit
Yep. Who else?
with mascots, it's tied between the Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Dinosaur
Sweet.
and Tony the Tiger.
It's tough for me, but
Oh,
I like the frog from the Snackums. I think it's Snackums.
Dig 'em.
Yeah, Dig'em. Dig'em had all the crazy 90 commercials where he's like falling off buildings and it was going all crazy and stuff. I love those commercials, the Dig'em commercials. He's just cool. He's like a hipster frog. Who wouldn't like a hipster frog? Hipster
I love
frog.
Hipster Frogs.
it's totally edgy.
Too edgy for you.
You need to make that their new logo. Dig'em. I mean, Snackums. They're too edgy for you.
Too edgy.
So of all the animal characters they did, they were just doing like the segment animal shows for a while. They had Quick Draw McGraw, Huckleberry Hound, Yogi Bear. Of all of them,
Snagglepuss.
well, they were all segments and together. Which one did you like best of all the shows?
Snagglepuss. Secret Squirrel. Quick Draw, the Hillberry Bear.
You only gotta
Yeah,
pick
so
a
many.
few. You gotta list them all off.
I'm
It's not a
sorry,
favorite.
there's so many I love.
I like
Oh.
every one except this one.
What's your one you don't like?
I don't know. But back then, people didn't like, what was his name? The one hound. Hokey Wolf
Like, yeah, okay.
was for a while not liked. Since the first episode was him trying to get food, and people are like, this is just like Yogi Bear.
Huh.
Let's be honest though, isn't Pixie and Dixie a bit Tom and Jerry-ish?
Completely.
Yeah.
I
Just the opposite.
100%.
It's basically the opposite. The mice are burning the cat.
If you had to pick, do you like Hokey Wolf better, or do you like Pixie and Dixie better?
Are you really asking that question?
Yes.
How dare you? No!
Yes, answer it!
No!
Yes! I'm gonna answer it first
It's
then.
obvious!
I like Hokey Wolf better than Pixie and Dixie.
Hokey Wolf.
Hokey Wolf.
Not even a question.
Hokey Wolf, that's why I said I wasn't gonna answer it. What the hell?
Oh, I hate you, people the pieces.
Well, I just like Yogi Bear, and then Hokey Wolf is just like Yogi Bear. So.
I'm just joking, I don't actually hate you people to pieces. I just did that for a joke.
Oh god, I love you now.
Because he always said I
They're
hate
like my
the...
spirit animals.
But he used to say, I hate those Mises the pieces.
Yes.
Why do you like Hokey Wolf better anyway?
Hmm?
Why do you like it better?
Oh, I just like I was saying before, like him and Yogi are kind of like my spirit animals, as in we're always just looking for food.
We always look for food.
I relate to him more than.
It's such a simple motivation, but it works.
If anything, I feel bad for Mr. Jinx.
I always felt Mr. Bad for Mr. Jinx
If
too.
anything, yeah, I relate to him a little bit. Like you want him to be alright.
Yeah,
As
no,
opposed to these-
because they give him presents sometimes, and he'd be like, "Aw, I don't hate you anymore." And then the presents would blow up in his face, and they were just being mean jerks. And then they would tell him, "We didn't mean to give you a real present. We just want to cause you more pain." And he's like,
Psychopath.
It's like an abusive relationship. Mr.
"Yes."
Jinx has got to get out.
It starts with animals first.
Wait,
Mr. Jinx.
are you looking at Mr. Jinx now, Adriana?
Yeah,
You're not even getting Mr. Jinx, you're getting some YouTube cat.
I know.
Is there like a famous Mr. Jinx on YouTube now that we just don't know about?
Yeah.
I guess so, because I don't know what this cat is.
I don't know what that cat is either, but he's supposedly on YouTube. You're more entertained with the cat on YouTube that plays dead.
That's my favorite.
Uh-oh.
What?
Everybody's going blue. There we go. He's wondering about his life, why he's sitting here in an abusive relationship with these
He's
mice.
like, I should buy a boat.
Yes.
I'm sailing away.
Oh, snap. I got a picture. Selfies. Oh, wait a minute.
Selfies didn't exist back then, Adriana. It's not a
I know,
selfie.
I
See, Mr. Jinx is a true.
You can't have selfies in 19.
It looks like they're holding
Like
up like
8.
cell phones.
There's no selfies in 1958.
No. They look like they're holding up like cell phones, like
No,
selfies.
they're tied up rats that they want to eat for dinner. They're not.
I know.
Bill
But
Nye.
I wish.
Generated the selfie, okay?
Yay!
Did you know where Bill Nye got his start from? The Back to the Future animated series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was doing science segments in the show, and then someone decided to spin him off into his own show, and then you have Bill Nye, the science guy.
Wait,
Oh.
So he exists because of Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Oh, he's dead.
Aw. See, I feel bad for him, but not like the Mises.
Yeah.
Not the Mises.
The Mises are kind of like jerks.
Yeah.
No, they're psychopaths.
There's no way
I
you
don't
can
blame
feel
him for
sorry
hitting the
for them.
Mises to pieces. It's-
No, it's his job. He's a cat.
Yeah.
If you had a mouse in your house and you had a cat, wouldn't you want your cat to go after the mouse, get rid of it?
Oh yeah.
You don't want a mouse in your house. It'd probably wake you up in the middle of the night, be like, hey,
No, can't wait for that.
I want some
You got some
food.
sheep.
Really?
Oh my gosh! This is
Boy,
horrible.
Mister.
Adriana's looking up pictures of Mr. Jinx and he's getting killed.
Oh, let's
Being
not
harassed by
get
mice.
inside. I watched B movie the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was like a straight up like suicide joke in that.
Oh, boy.
Like, how did that even make it in?
I actually like B-movie. It is the greatest sin I will ever commit.
Why does a-
movie.
I don't get B movie. Why does a woman want to like get in a relationship with a bee?
I don't even know. But it's just so fun to watch.
They both like flowers.
But doesn't he live like a few days and then he's dead?
Yep. Oh, yeah, don't say nothing.
It's
Also,
because
why
it's
didn't they
divorce.
die of famine? Because there was like a whole year where there was no flowers, or according to like the lady,
Uh-huh.
she said there was no fruits or vegetables.
Seriously?
Or flowers. Yes. Because they were
Wow.
money. Why did
Year
they
of
die of
famine.
famine?
I'm still confused on why a woman
Going
leaves
off
her
topic,
leaves
but-
her husband for. Is it her boyfriend or her husband?
boyfriend.
Why does she leave her boyfriend to get a bee?
I don't know. I'm
He
trying to
kinda
figure out
set-
this stuff.
Like the bathroom on fire. Property damage. Trying to kill Barry the bee.
Oh, I understand now.
I would too.
Dump him for property damage. That makes sense.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to the cat.
Get
We gotta go
to
back
the
to the cat!
Get out of here. Ha-ba-ba-ba-ba. I remember this. Yeah, we got off guard. We got off track. I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay. It's okay to go off track sometimes. We're just having a conversation. So, what is your guys' favorite Hanna-Barbera animal character thing?
Out of all of them?
Yeah.
I'd say probably Augie Doggy.
I like Quick Draw McDraw. No, I can't say his name. Quick Draw McDraw.
McGoth.
Quick Draw McGraw.
McGrew.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I still like Yogi Bear. I do like Yogi Bear's design the most too.
Mhm.
And Boo Boo. Boo Boo's.
Yeah.
Boo Boo's so adorable. Oh
Go
my
back-
God.
It's so
Go back to
cute.
Adriana's favorite character. Hers was the Hillbilly Bears.
Oh, they were awesome.
I like Pa Gra because he mumbles so much.
Well, that's the thing about it too is I like their stuff best when they're original,
Mhm.
and I think everyone just agrees with that because they do get unoriginal at times where they just imitate something, and it's like
Yep.
no.
But I
everyone-
feel like that has something to do with like the people like funding them, like
Yeah.
Screen Gems, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to keep making money, so keep making shows like this."
I agree. That probably was the situation. It's like the whole Garbage Pail Kids mess.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
no.
He thought it would get better with age, but it didn't.
It's a concept that never was meant to go into the media.
No, it was never meant to go beyond Bizarro trading cards at all.
Mhm.
No.
Like, pretty much.
Oh man, what is that?
Was what?
Look at Handy Randy. What the hell? Why is?
Oh boy.
That's-
Why is his fingers replacing his teeth?
Because he has a hole in the bottom of his jaw. Just look at it.
Oh god, that's even
Oh.
worse. What is this baby?
Adrian, this whole podcast is just you on the internet looking up pictures of stuff we're talking about and laughing.
It's alright, we're saying the names. Like, Abby?
Abby.
They made dolls of Garbage Pail Kids?
At,
It'd be
like,
terrifying.
Oh, they were
They
figures.
made, like, vinyl figures
Oh,
that you
okay.
can collect.
Oh, okay.
But that's for, like, the crowd who had these when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Uh-huh.
it's a nostalgia thing, as opposed to, like, we're gonna sell these to kids, and it's gonna be bigger than Pokemon, and
Digimans.
Digimans, the Yokai Watches.
That's pretty big now, Yokai Watch.
It's
There's like
super
five-
weird.
There's like 5 games already in, like, Japan, and then here we're just getting the first one.
Yeah, they took forever, but it's by level 5. Level 5's like a really good studio, in my opinion. You're the game designer, William. You should know about games.
Yeah,
With Yokai Watch, I just can't get into it, man. I think it's the character design. There's some of them that are really cute, and other
Oh,
ones
I
that are
love
just
the
like,
character
what?
design.
Well, that's the thing, William, is like, Theo can explain this. They're based on like Japanese, like, mythology
They're based
monsters
off
and
of-
stuff.
Yeah, Japanese demons.
And they're not always pretty
Mhm.
demons.
Yeah.
they're not always pretty damn.
Dino Dump! Adriana just...
What's
Oh,
that
God.
poster?
Oh,
Wait, actually, go
God.
back to that photo. Oh my god, he's like wiping his ass with the Constitution. They predicted this.
Show kids knew the future. They knew.
Or if this was made recently.
I
Wait,
hope
no,
so.
this was made recently. Okay. But in that style.
Perfect.
But it reads as one of the OG cards. Damn.
Collect them all. I bet everybody's gonna be collecting this.
Oh, I have like 10 copies right now.
See the little suitcase with money on the ground and he's sitting on a golden toilet?
And he's on a gold toilet too.
What a monster.
This is terrible.
We are terrible people.
Oh. And they say kids are gonna buy that.
Yeah.
Hell no. No.
Oh, pugs!
Yay! Sorry, I need a cleanser after all that nasty crap.
So,
This
of
is
all the
for you.
Hanna-Barbera animal stuff, what is your least favorite?
Mm. Well, dang.
That is tough, isn't it?
Like, I don't know.
If I had to go with one, though, maybe Grape Ape?
You may.
Oh,
Grape
yeah.
Ape. Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's my least liked, but it's the one character where I don't remember anything.
Exactly, that's why I
Like,
brought
he's
him up.
forgettable to me.
All I remember is that he's Grape Ape, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's a super buff Grape Ape.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he also came later, don't forget that, too. And when they got later, a lot of people started to go, their stuff.
Yeah, I think I saw the later ones more than the earlier ones.
You know what? I just thought of something. What are your favorite environments from a Hanna-Barbera cartoon? I'll let you guys go first, because I have a feeling if I say mine, you guys would just agree with me.
Best backgrounds for Hanna-Barbera. I'd say Flintstones.
That's what I was gonna say. You guys got it too. I was gonna say
Thank you,
Flintstones,
for talking for us.
but if I said Flintstones, everyone would be like, "Yeah, Flintstones is the best Hanna-Barbera backgrounds of all time," because
Great minds think alike.
it's just so cool to see modern things de-evolve. I don't know how to explain it. Like, really
Pterodactyl
cool.
telephone.
Yeah, it's like telephones exist, but they're pterodactyls. It's just really cool and fun to see.
That's why those backgrounds are so awesome. Seeing everything and back in the dinosaur times. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just love it. They're definitely my favorite backgrounds. I feel most people feel Tom and Jerry is still the best, but I feel it's Flintstones.
Well, the Flintstones are the most dynamic and geometric out of
Mhm.
all of them. Like, the way your eye is... Like, it's very rectilinear and angular. Like, I know everyone talks about the Jetsons, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. It was basically the Flintstones, but in the future.
But then again, that's why it didn't really run that long, too.
Yeah, because it wasn't as interesting as people thinking about the past.
But you have to realize, too, it fell in that zone where it was like people complained it was too close to another idea.
Yeah.
Because that happened with Hanna-Barbera. It's like Hulky Wolf, Pixie and Dixie, the Jetsons. People thought they were like knocking off themselves in a way.
Basically.
But it's good to change up a bit, though.
Yeah.
Even if it's from the same person, though.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta change it up.
But their changing up was more like, we're just gonna take this concept, change one thing about it, and then
Rebranding.
make it a new show.
That's what it's called. It's called rebranding.
So then let's talk about the detective shows next, because that's when they really went rebranding crazy.
Are we gonna separate from detective or musical detectives?
Fuse them together, because most of the famous detectives are musical detectives anyway.
There were a lot of detective ones. There was the Shark Jabberjaw.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Karate Commandos. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Feel it.
Just a moment, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're taking a break. We'll be right back, guys. Play music.
Do, do, do,
I
do,
like
do,
Scooby-Doo.
do, 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 do,
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Mainly because I have very fond memories of Scooby-Doo.
You know, since we're on detectives, I want to explain something about the musical detective thing. See, the Archies was a big hit at the time, and Hanna-Barbera was like, oh my, this is very popular right now, and it must be popular because of this music it has in the show. So let's take our detectives and make it more like the Archies, and we will have something unstoppable. And then you have Josie and the Pussycats, Jabberjaw, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Birdman.
He's not a detective. Oh wait, he is. You knew
Oh,
I was gonna
man.
say that he was a superhero, and then you went to troll me.
Amazing
Yeah.
Chan and the Chan Clan.
Trolling me.
That's some amazing alliteration right there.
Oh, good.
That's some good alliteration. I dig it.
That's your
I
least
think
favorite,
you
Adriana?
anytime.
You skip favorite and you go to least favorite right away when we talk about detectives. Hanna-Barbera.
I think I'm
It's just so cringy.
not counting Scooby-Doo. Then I'd say my favorite would be Josie and the Pussycats.
Josie and the Pussycat.
It was just weird, like weirdly interesting to watch.
Yes, it was. Did they make a movie of it too?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Was it good or was it just
No.
bad? No, it was
No.
bad. Why am I asking? It's like every cartoon movie is
Okay.
bad.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well, because I personally feel when they do adaptions, like they always think, hey, no matter what I do, it'll be better than the cartoon. And then the movie happens and it's like, no.
The only successful cartoon movies so far were the Scooby-Doo movies.
No, I don't like
Yes.
those live action ones.
Those are still, like,
I like the first two.
yes. They're not exactly, like, obviously they don't fit, like, the original cartoon. but
No, they made Scrappy do a villain.
Well, at least in that version, they don't like Scrappy.
Like they had a lot of people like working towards like more of a satire of Scooby-Doo
Mm-hmm.
than
Yes.
an actual representation of it.
But
No.
yeah, I don't like the Scooby-Doo movies, the live action ones.
No, that's fair.
If you had only one opportunity to show someone what Scooby-Doo is, and you had to choose between any of the movies, I would
Zombie
choose
Island.
that. Yes.
We all just agree Zombie Island's the best one.
Yes. The Scooby-Doo movie. I'm saying it's the Scooby-Doo movie.
I think the best like Scooby-Doo stuff, in my opinion, is like it's a tie for me between like the numerous crossovers like Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters and all that. And like early Scooby-Doo stuff where they're like meeting the Creeper and all that other stuff. I love that Scooby-Doo stuff the most.
My favorite crossover is Scooby-Doo and Johnny Bravo. It's making fun of the fact that they kept doing all the crossovers.
Yeah. That was my favorite Johnny Bravo episode, period. No joke.
Yeah, like, I had, it was Scooby-Doo Goes to Hollywood, and that was at the end of the VHS.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite part of you would watch through Scooby-Doo Goes to Hollywood just to get to that end.
Yeah, really. Seriously, it was that great of a special. It's funny because we're like, our favorite Scooby-Doo is Johnny Bravo meets Scooby-Doo.
Because it's such a weird, it's not a weird crossover because they all own the IPs.
But the thing we have to realize, too, is that was during the animation renaissance of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So...
True. Took it seriously.
Yeah.
And now we're at this weird point right now where, like, some cartoons we take totally seriously.
And some we
then there's
don't.
others where just like, no, this is for kids. Separate it off.
There was a point in animation and cartoons where it was just like, it's going to be loud and fast, and that's going to be our jokes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone grew tired of that.
Yeah.
And that's what started this era.
Mm-hmm.
The era of Adventure Time, regular show, Gravity Falls, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Mm-hmm. All these good shows that have just come out in the modern era.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone through so many ups and downs, it's nice to see a return to form.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's nice to see that shows can respect their audience.
Yes.
It's something that I really enjoy in cartoons. If a show can not be like, oh, this is just for children, so adults can't laugh at it.
Mm-hmm.
There's something I believe that, like, children can handle anything so long as you attach a happy ending to it. And, I've seen it time and time again with even my little sister. She is all of 9 years old. And, she has seen things that obviously you wouldn't think a 9-year-old should be seeing. She watched Predator with me. Like, stuff like that. It doesn't faze her.
I think people overanalyze. Like, I remember being a child. Do you guys remember being a child?
No.
Okay, Theo doesn't remember being a child. But as a child, I watched Gremlins and stuff when I was, like, a really young, like, 6 and stuff like that, and I wasn't, like, dramatized by it or anything. Because I knew it was fake. I knew a cartoon was fake because it had lines around it. I don't see people walking outside with lines around them. So, I could tell it was fake and what wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how other people cannot. And it always confused me.
You always have to be in your kids and the future. You shouldn't go around thinking that they're dumb and you need to shelter them.
Yes.
Because that's just going to lead them down. Yeah.
Did any of you guys ever know anybody who thought, like, a cartoon was real? This thing with lines around it?
No one.
No.
Maybe on Tumblr.
Maybe
definitely on Tumblr.
What?
Maybe on Tumblr.
What's a
Cough,
Tumblr?
cough, Steven Universe, cough, cough.
What? I don't believe you guys. No, I don't.
Go on Tumblr.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing that.
Act like it's reality, but it's like, no, it's a show about rock people.
And then the creators are like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
And then they get angry at the creators for being like, hey, you guys are being really weird. Hey guys, you gotta stop taking
that's
this
the problem with,
seriously.
like,
And they're like, no.
That's the problem with
No, we
everything.
will never take this.
People overanalyze everything. Shows, games, books, and everything. Like, you ever sit in an English class, and the teacher is analyzing this book, and you're like, I don't think this is the intent, and that's why the author locked himself in his house and never came out ever again. I think he just overanalyzed it.
Are you catching your eye?
Yeah.
That happened.
Well, people analyzed the book, and then he locked himself in his house and like, never wanted to come out.
Yeah. Well, people think it's so good because it's about teenage angst in a time where no one talked about teenage angst. Holden Caulfield is literally like the epitome of teenage angst. Oh, the Bee Movie. That was the theme of Bee Movie.
Wait, what?
Because the whole first, 20 minutes of the movie is, he finally graduates from college.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fit the mold. That's what his thing is.
Yeah.
He wants to be a leader. He wants to be his own man.
Like
Yeah.
He fears that he's gonna get stuck. Once he chooses this job, he'll be stuck there forever, and he'll live a terrible life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be
and
quite
then the movie just
to
turns
be
into
quite
what am I watching?
to be quite honest, he is a bee, and don't they work themselves to death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
what
he
he's
doesn't
worried about.
want that.
Well, then what they should
That's
have
what he's
done,
afraid of.
what they should have done in that movie is not get the woman involved and her love lust for a bee.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like-
after the first 20 minutes, it turns into Seinfeld with bees.
Yes, exactly. Well, with B movie, I was looking this up. It was a dinner conversation between Jerry Seinfeld and Steven Spielberg. And Jerry had this idea about, like, yo, what if bees, like, didn't want to work and make honey or something like that? And Steven Spielberg's like, yeah, let's make this movie happen.
Jerry Seinfeld's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, that's pretty much what happened.
I didn't know he was behind that movie. Like, did he help make
Steven
it?
Spielberg is actually the executive producer.
No way!
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
All the way.
And
And no one
basically,
ever knew, except
my.
for us.
Oh my.
because the animation's fine. It's just they had nothing to do with the
Story.
actual writing
Yeah.
process, and they had no involvement with that.
I mean, to be honest, I could just go and watch Seinfeld if I wanted to watch Seinfeld. I didn't need bees in it.
I did.
I mean, it has Brock Sampson. That is the biggest plus about that movie.
Oh yeah. And I like the fact in all these movies they model like Patrick Warburton's face into every single show, like every movie. Like if you watch like
Oh,
say
hey,
Emperor's
guys.
New Groove, and then like compared like his character in B movie, it's the same face. It's
Hey,
practically
guys.
the same face.
Hey guys, I have to get off. We're
Okay.
going on an adventure
Oh,
to a magical land full of fruit and apples. Bye.
Get out of here!
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, let's go back to talking about the weird bee movie.
The B movie.
This podcast is mostly about the bee movie, I feel like.
Oh, because I watched it last night, and I'm like, why the hell did I watch this?
No, this is why we're talking about the bee movie, okay.
we could literally create a whole sub-episode about the B movie with all this content.
But, like, everything reminds me of the damn B movie. There's this one scene where, like,
Wait
there's...
saying Jerry Seinfeld.
No, there
No.
was this one scene where, they're trying to, like, save the plane that nobody can fly. And all the bees, like, go and support it. And I literally thought of Guardians of the Galaxy right there. Because it literally looked exactly the same as, like, the scene in Guardians of the Galaxy where all the ships try to stop the big ship from killing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally the same scene with bees.
But Guardians of the Galaxy was a better scene, let's be honest.
Oh, I know.
Don't you mean that Guardians of the Galaxy's scene with all the ships was the same scene but with ships instead of bees?
Yes. It was
Are you
the
implying
same
that Guardians of the Galaxy ripped off B movie of all?
Oh gosh. Theo, what happened if you woke up one day and there's like a bee next to you and you're like, this must be my true lover?
I'm just gonna put him outside the window and never think about it again. How that movie should have ended.
That movie.
Oh god. Like I said, I feel so bad for them because it's just like they had very little to do with that writing,
Yeah.
and you could tell. Because I definitely think it wouldn't have turned out like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of the weakest DreamWorks movies.
Yes.
I don't consider it the weakest. I consider something else the weakest.
Shark Tale.
How do you know?
Because it's
Shark Tale.
Just Shark Tale. Just Shark Tale.
B
Yeah.
movie's at least like the third weakest, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, what would be the second weakest?
What did I completely just couldn't...
Sinbad?
Nah, I think the 2D ones were fine.
Maybe not anymore, but I remember when Sinbad came out, all the critics were so harsh on it.
Critics are harsh about everything. They're harsh about Zoolander 2 right now, and Zoolander 2 is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us your thoughts on it.
For that movie, it was like the biggest improvement on the original that you could have had. I would almost call it Zoolander 1.8 because it takes and calls back to the old jokes while creating its own new jokes. And it tells a very interesting story about being afraid of what your responsibilities are as a human being. Like, both Derek and Hansel are forced to be, like, a father. And my favorite thing about Hansel is it shows him getting the entire, like, do you remember the joke from the first movie where he literally is, like, a part of a group family?
Yeah.
Like, with, like, a bunch of weird things? He's like, he just calls them orgy as a collective. That's what he calls them.
That's beautiful.
And one of the members of the orgy is Kiefer Sutherland. So I just can't, like, every time he comes out, it just makes me think I'm, like, gonna see Big Boss. Ben Stiller brings, like, this energy to the character where you know he's an idiot, but you want to see him succeed.
Yes.
And, in the sequel, you basically have that, I've been out of this game for too long kind of thing, where he's, like, old. You know, it's one of those old people stories, where it's just like, should I really come back to the world of, modeling espionage? As silly as that sounds. Yeah, I'll stop ranting about Zoolander 2, because it was really good, and I believe people should go see it. Ironically, I went to go see that because Deadpool,
Was sold out.
Did you guys see the ads advertising it as a romantic Valentine movie?
Yes.
Those were awesome.
My favorite, which isn't exactly an ad, was Betty White endorsing it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
My favorite was, like, the PSAs he did about testicular cancer and breast cancer. If you're gonna build an all-consuming hype machine, you might as well do some good with it, you know?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
Even though they were, like, funny ads, they were actually serious. They were like, get yourself checked. That's not something to joke around about. I know we're joking right now, but you should definitely go check, idiot. He said. But yeah. I don't know if Zoolander 2 will beat Deadpool by any means, but Deadpool is the one to watch.
Well, everyone's bringing their kids to Deadpool, so...
It's rated R, though.
Yeah.
There's been so many posts about, like, when I've been checking Facebook, there's been so many posts about people saying, why is everyone bringing their, like, 5-year-olds to this movie? This isn't Civil War. Your kid shouldn't be seeing this. He is the definition of psychopath. You don't take your kid to go see that. And everybody who's familiar with the character knows this. Yeah, it has the Marvel name, but...
He even has the silliest, like, I'm not silliest, he may have, like, silly antics and everything like that. But if you think about it, he has one of the most tragic backstories of any Marvel character.
Yes.
He was diagnosed with cancer, tortured, and basically he came out insane.
Mm-hmm.
That is not something for children.
Yeah, like, you don't take your kid to see that.
The thing about Deadpool is, it's a hard R. Yeah, it's not like a soft R where they just barely made it into the R and they say the F word like 3 or 4 times and the subject matter is a little dark.
Mm-hmm.
No. This is a hard R. This is RoboCop levels of gore.
Yes.
It's also the fact that he's kind of a bad example.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, that's cool. I want to act like that.
Yes. It's like you might pick up sentiments and ideas that, like, subconsciously, because you liked a character.
So we really kind of went off topic from the detective stuff. I feel like we're trying to avoid it, so...
There's not too
much to talk about.
But generally speaking, yeah, there's usually just one separate element that makes them different from the other, but generally it's all the same show.
Yeah.
All of them have a mascot character.
Yes.
Is that your least favorite, like, era of Hanna-Barbera, is the one where they just did detective stuff over and over?
Possibly?
What would be your least favorite era, then? Because there's only, like, the superhero era, and then, like, the 80s and the...
I'd say the 80s.
The 80s are your least favorite?
No, you know what? I take that back. Because there's not a lot of super memorable superheroes from the superhero era. I think I can name like Birdman, Space Ghost. Who else? Thundar the Barbarian.
Wasn't Super Friends part of Hanna-Barbera, or was that Ruby
Yes.
Spears? Super
Yes,
Friends.
it was.
Oh yeah, it was.
I can't really decide between either that or the detectives, but it might be the superhero era. I can't even. Okay, if I had to watch them nowadays,
Yeah,
at least the detective ones,
are watchable.
I'll sit down and watch them, get a good chuckle out of it, either because it's bad or because it's actually good.
Mhm.
But the superhero ones, I'm like, I just can't even sit down and watch these
Mhm.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I gotta agree too. It's a superhero era.
And don't get me wrong, I love the designs of the characters,
Mhm.
and I like the actual production. I don't mind the production value at all. It's just story-wise, I just can't do it anymore. Like B-movie.
Oh no, not B
just a whole 20 minutes about B-movie. That's a great topic, B-movie.
Oh no.
B-movie.
Why was the
B-movie.
movie made a podcast?
So, what was your favorite superhero show out of the bunch?
For me,
Yeah.
I'd say.
For me, Super Friends, I gotta say, or Space Ghost.
Space Ghost. Yeah, I didn't really like Thundar or Birdman all that much.
They're funnier as parodies.
Is it terrible I want to say Super Friends?
Yeah, go ahead, say Super Friends.
Oh yeah, Super Friends. That was great.
Because it's so not DC Comics. It's great. I like it because it's just so out there.
Oh yeah.
That and the Wonder Twins. Turn into shark. I'll turn into a bucket of water. Yes.
You always felt bad for him though, because he had the terrible power.
Yeah.
Well, they would choose what forms complement each other.
Yeah.
He would always just make really terrible decisions on what to turn into.
But if you think about it, if he turned into anything really powerful, like fire, he'd burn down the town. And then everyone would be like, oh no, I'm burning, I'm dying, oh no. And they'd be dead forever. Because he burned them to death. And they'd just be screaming and then die.
But I think they had to be either animals or
Or like objects.
yeah,
Then how does he have water in his bucket of water?
because he's a bucket of water. Not just water. He's just a bucket of water.
Oh, okay. So the
It's an item.
buckets make water. Okay.
Yes.
That makes
He
sense.
can't go. He probably couldn't do hey, I'm going to turn into a lake now. No, he can turn into a bucket of water because it's an object.
So you can turn
it's
into a piece of tissue paper.
Yeah, he could probably turn into a piece of tissue paper.
Then he'll blow away. Like if a villain tries to capture him, he just turns into a piece of tissue paper, blow away in the wind. No one will ever be able to find him.
But yeah, always thought with him, it's not so much that his powers weren't bad. It was the fact that he always chose shitty things to turn into.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Because his sister would turn into cool stuff. And then, he would be bucket of water. Because logic.
Mm-hmm. William and Theo don't really care for superheroes of Hanna-Barbera.
Well, Hong Kong Fooey is legit.
Oh, yeah! Hong Kong Fooey was cool because he was in between the detective and the superhero stuff.
See, that's when you think about it, that's the type of stuff where I think you're taking elements of stuff you already did,
Mm-hmm.
but you're making it fresh enough where it could stand alone.
Did you see that terrible
I want it to happen.
movie they tried to make with
It
Eddie
wasn't
Murphy?
I actually still want it to happen.
No, I wouldn't.
But
He's a
if
janitor. So why would he eat the
He
things
knows better.
to sanitize toilets?
I know that's a little he's not dumb. It's one of those things where it's you want it to happen because it's if they do it right, it'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But when they do scenes like that, you're just no.
Yeah, no.
It's he was smart, not a total idiot, you know?
Mm-hmm. So we're going to finish this podcast off by talking about our favorite and least favorite things from the 80s and onward.
I know my least favorite for sure.
What's your least favorite for sure?
Rubik's The Amazing Cube.
Oh, that's gotta be my least favorite too.
I concur with that.
That is though Gary Coleman's show is pretty bad too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gary Cole.
I can't, like, they're both just atrociously bad.
Well, the worst part about the 80s shows was the celebrity thing they were doing, where they were having a bunch of celebrity shows. They're just, I don't think they're anyone's favorite anymore.
Yeah.
Or
But,
if
I
they
mean,
even
just,
were anyone's
like-
favorite.
Like, those are shows I can't even get through, like it's painful to get through an episode. But just Rubik's The Amazing Cube, though.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad title, even of itself.
Oh, it's just, I don't know how to explain how bad it is.
It's just
It's
boring.
singular bad.
Well, yeah, they made it like a weird troll cube.
So we kind of agree it's the celebrity stuff we didn't really care for. But our favorite stuff is when the animation renaissance was starting up and Disney and Warner Brothers got involved. And when they got involved, they had direct competition now, and they got bigger budgets, so they could do better things.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the stuff like A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, and I guess the kid phase they kind of went through, where they were just making better shows. I mean, would you rather watch A Pup Named Scooby-Doo or the Gary Coleman Show? I mean, a lot of people with no contest.
Scooby-Doo, obviously.
Yeah, I would say A Pup Named
Well,
Scooby-Doo.
Gary Coleman has wings.
He was an angel. Oh, gosh.
Well, he's a fallen angel, and
Yeah.
he's got to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Was that their selling point? But Gary
Yes.
has wings.
Yes, pretty much.
He's an angel, that's the point. Like, he's an angel from the heavens to save us. Not to save us, but to help us, you know.
So are you saying when the four horsemen of the apocalypse come down, Gary Coleman will be there to
Yes.
save humanity?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you know? Gary Coleman was blessed by all the gods. Even Zeus blessed him from his head. He just like took him and like,
great things.
you know how you crush pop cans? He just took him and
Yeah,
and then he was inside his skull and gained great power and emerged out.
that's beautiful. But yeah, Gary Coleman show or Rubik's The Amazing Cube, both terrible.
Yeah.
Can't-
Well, they're terrible shows in their own right.
yes,
Ugh.
but I think Rubik's might be worse because at least Gary Coleman's a person, and you could do something with the said person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a cube and turn it into this creepy alien. It's like a creepy alien troll thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, their biggest hit from the 80s was actually the Smurfs, and they were just really surviving on that. Like, if the Smurfs ever fail right now, we're going to be doomed because no one's watching the Gary Coleman show as much as the Smurfs.
Yeah, because the Smurfs are overall okay, so...
Yeah.
But we won't talk about that movie that doesn't exist. That one with the hairless folk, the hairless chap,
Yeah.
who might be named Neil.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Hairless.
Oh, that one's good.
I actually kind of like the Smurfs. I mean, there's so much, though, that's the thing. I couldn't, like, sit down and watch all the Smurfs at once. There's too many.
No, there is. I agree with that.
You gotta take it in small doses.
Yeah.
If you take it in large doses, you actually start to become blue.
No.
I think that's probably the best part of the 80s, in my opinion.
The Smurfs?
The Smurfs?
Yeah.
The Smurfs were the
we all
best.
can agree.
The Smurfs are the best part of the 80s. They just changed everyone into happy beings. There was no longer hate or violence.
The anti-Smurf war. What was the other worst part of the 80s era for me? The Reluctant Werewolf. Scooby-Doo, the Reluctant Werewolf.
Oh, you really thought that was terrible? I thought that was okay. I didn't find it terrible.
It's not great.
It was weird. I remember as a kid just being like, "Oh man, Shaggy has a red shirt now."
The best part of any show. Hey, this paint's cheap, let's use it. Because, like, a lot of, like, for example, a lot of the weird color palettes in, say, like, He-Man,
Yeah.
even though it's not Hanna-Barbera, but they would choose those colors just because they were cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So, why does, like, Prince Adam wear, like, pink and purple because nobody wants to buy this.
Nobody wants to buy it on the
Remember when, like, pink was cool for, like, guys in, like, the 90s? Because I remember, like, I had a jacket, and it had, like, pink and purple sleeves, and it was, like, a jean jacket. And that was fine. And then, like, in the 2000s, it just wasn't cool anymore. People were like, oh, a guy in pink.
Neons were, like,
Neons
really...
are fun.
I had, like, a mosaic jacket. One of those jackets with all the colors on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I had that, like, as a kid. It was funny, because I was like, why'd you buy me a fake leather jacket with all these colors on them?
Why wouldn't you get one?
I mean, if I wanted to look like the most 90s man ever, sure.
The 90s.
Are you guys excited to see Zootopia?
Yeah, I actually am. It looks interesting.
I want to see that movie.
Just, I've seen parts of it at CTN.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it. We got like a good 15 minutes of the movie.
Oh, no way.
Like split up, there was a panel where the line wrapped around the building.
Mm-hmm.
So like a couple thousand people trying to get into this 400 person panel.
Oh, my.
I got in because I paid the fancy passes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got the fast pass?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, they had fast passes, but everyone would use their fast passes.
Can you talk about, like, that experience? Because that's going to be an important part of history now.
Again? Or...
No, just how was that experience? Did you, like, get cramped in? People were so excited for this trailer that they were, like, punching each other to get in?
Trailer, they were showing legitimate, they would show boards.
Oh, okay.
And they would show pieces and parts of the making.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Like, you literally couldn't, you couldn't have your cell phone on in there. Because none of this footage was shown.
No, I wish I could afford CTN, but I couldn't afford CTN. It makes me sad.
Nah, me neither.
Because I wanted to go, but it was like, oh my gosh, there's so much money.
So you guys know how I feel wanting to go to E3, but never being able to go to E3.
Like, you already have to be in the industry to go to E3.
Yep.
But, at least with CTN, it's like you can be in the industry or trying to get into the industry.
Huh.
So, but yeah, they were showing parts of it, and I ended up buying the really fancy pass, like their top tier pass, because I'm just like, knowing how this is going to turn out, these are going to be like super point lines,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But the VIP pass put you in front of the line. They literally had a separate section for people with VIP passes, and they would let them in first. So you could walk to a panel not 5 minutes, like 15 minutes before it starts, before they start bringing people in, and you could get into stuff right away. But if you walked in when they were starting to pack people in, you probably weren't getting in. AKA, you would have to wait 10-15 minutes every panel, at least. There was another one for Inside Out. We got there early, and the line did the same wraparound, and it's yep, not going to that one.
Huh.
Yeah, I would have picked Zootopia over Inside Out, for sure.
Yeah. Well, the Inside Out one was about the character design, which it's if you read a book,
Yeah.
you would probably get all the same info.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah.
Zootopia one was all new content no one's seen before.
I really want to see that new content, but I guess I can't.
And then I also went to a Kung Fu Panda 3 one as well.
I knew Kung Fu Panda 3 was going to be good. I had a feeling.
That one was...
I heard it
was my
good.
favorite panel, actually.
I had a feeling that was going to be good. Normally you would think a third sequel in a trilogy
Is
is going
bad.
to have a bit of a decline.
Yeah.
Having them wanting to go bigger and further beyond. Jumping the shark, sort of. But no, I heard it doesn't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about this particular series. Reason being there's going to be 6 movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to mention, most of them were written and outlined before the first one was even made.
Did you guys see that lawsuit over Kung Fu Panda?
Yes.
I sent you
didn't see there was a lawsuit.
Yeah, some guy sued DreamWorks claiming they stole Kung Fu Panda from him. And
But he stole Disney
Yeah.
artwork to make that said vision.
Yeah, he traced a coloring book. I saw the image and I sent it right away to Theo, and Theo, I assume you laughed out loud.
Yes.
Because I did too. It's so obviously traced from a coloring book that you can't argue with your art.
Yeah.
And to think it went so far and all this money was wasted just for this one traced coloring book picture.
Oh, I know.
all this money just wasted just to try to, bring DreamWorks down.
Yep.
Well, there's also something... Back to B-movie.
Oh, come back to B-movie. Okay, talk about B-movie.
Somebody did that too about B-movie.
Was
Really?
it?
Somebody tried to sue DreamWorks over B-movie, saying it was their idea initially, and the consensus is like, anyone can make a movie about bees. That was like pretty much how the lawsuit ended.
People don't understand, it's not just like the idea that makes a movie, it's the execution of the idea.
Yes.
Like, you can have two different movies with pandas, but they can be completely different movies. And people don't get that. It's like, you can't really copyright that because that's so vague and so bland and so generic. There's nothing
If
to
that's
it.
the case, why didn't Disney and DreamWorks get into a fight over Madagascar in the wild?
Who do you think knocked off who? I think Disney knocked off DreamWorks just because of the
Disney
style.
knocked off DreamWorks. That's not even a question.
Why would you do that style as Disney, or whatever studio did it, and try to make it look DreamWorksy? And the other one was just its own style that was inspired by the Little Golden Book style.
Yeah.
Madagascar is amazing, by the way, like the first two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the third one, but I think the first two are really funny.
Yeah.
Then they milked it to death by making a Penguins animated series.
Mm.
Even though the Penguins are like arguably the best part of those movies.
So I guess that ends our
Podcast.
on Hanna-Barbera. We kind of finished talking about them for a while. So, signing out.
See you guys next time. My name's Will. Again.
And this was Theo Bozak, concluding this podcast.
And I'm the casual reviewer. And thanks for tuning in.